Welcome everybody. Hopefully everything's up and running. None of my players should speak because apparently I don't have the computer mic thing set up properly. But I'm going to do that as I talk and do the intro. So we're getting there. Anyways, thank you very much for joining us. Anyone who's here live, I know our timing has been a little off, a little weird. I had a doctor's appointment this morning that took forever. So yeah, it was glorious. Love sitting there. Anyways, here we are, session 7 of Aftermath. The story so far. The party were individuals from the same village. It was attacked by goblins, hobgoblins, some wolves, and pretty much everyone in the village was taken out, either killed or kidnapped or whatever. The town was ransacked. An object was taken that the orcs had, of which Rami's newer patron decided that this was going to be an object that they wanted from him. Og's parents, Og, who is not here as the player but will be here as me, making him do weird kinky things, were taken. The party traveled across the wastelands to catch up, not at all distracting, to catch up with the goblins and orcs. They tracked them down to a plateau where they saw a large dirigible come in. Party went to try to scout the top of this plateau, found that the dirigible had prisoners already on board. The dirigible ended up taking off as a scuffle kind of occurred, and they saw Og's parents go with them. Rami was made aware that along with them, the object that Rami was supposed to get is heading that way too. Having gathered a group of rangers to support, or a ranger who got a garrison of troops to come support, they stormed the plateau, killed a bunch of the goblins, rescued the members of their village that were still surviving and weren't taken away, and now have made camp there in the plateau, utilizing the space and some of the supplies to have a safe spot for the night. The party rested up, and we're going to be catching back up with them in the morning of all this, as they aim to make their way towards, or at least has been suggested to make their way towards, a town called Monument, nearest town where they could possibly catch a train, but also know that a place for their villagers to kind of regroup and figure out what they're going to do. Anyways, I'm going to jump into the intro video. We'll be back shortly. Thank you all who are joining us now. Thank you anyone who has subscribed to the channel here on Twitch or joined us on Patreon. We don't run ads on YouTube for any of this because they don't pay us for it. Everything's funded by myself and those who are generously donating in some form or fashion. So really quick, thank you everyone who's there for that, and just thank you anyone who's here saying hi. Join us in chat. We're monitoring as best we can, and yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We join our group in the morning after having taken a long rest. That is, unless any of you decide you want to do anything overnight. But if not, here we are in the morning. The ranger that you had made contact with of who I did not just forget the name off the top of my head, Andean Kell, is kind of up along with some of the garrison troops. They're all kind of starting to rise and gather up what supplies they could gather. Some of the villagers are, kind of taking stock of what was left behind here. They've kind of found some of the wagons and livestock that had been stolen along with their stuff. So they're starting to like hitch up some of the wagons and getting those prepped and ready to go. And there's kind of like a small group sitting around a fire of Andy and Kell, along with Captain Martin and a couple of the other garrison forces that seem to have some sort of rank or position within that troop, kind of sitting around a fire right outside the plateau, with like a kettle of coffee like boiling over the fire in the morning. They're all just kind of discussing things. What are you guys up to as you get up in the morning?
I think Romy's gonna wake up in absolute agony. She ran more than she has run in years. She actively almost died a lot, and almost definitely died at least once. She killed a bunch of goblins in the dark and saw a lot more come at her, and she remembers disappearing and reappearing places. Like a lot, like way more than she should have been able to do that at all. But she's in pain, like bruises all over her body. And she does a disguised self to hide all that. And she's wincing, but trying not to show that that's hurting. And she's thinking, also with her disguised self, she's gonna maybe make her belly a bit more slim, just a little bit slimmer. She doesn't get carried away, but maybe she's gonna hide a little bit of that gnome frontage.
Nice.
She did all that exercise. She deserves a little bit of a benefit for it.
A little tangible reward.
I think it genuinely is on some level, like when you go to the gym for the very first time, and then when you think no one's looking, you lift up your shirt to look in the mirror to go, I can see an 8-pack. I can see an 8-pack right there. It's definitely happening. It's working.
We're almost there.
But for her, it's actually a thing because she sees it. It's there.
I mean, who among us wouldn't make ourselves look hotter if we could just magically make ourselves look hotter? Like, just still us, but, the hotter version of us. The, 10, 20 pounds off at a time.
She feels like she is owed. And she's been a hero, when she didn't know that was an option available to her. But yeah, she's looking around the campsite. She's not feeling the need to be a mum in this moment. She doesn't owe these people breakfast. You know what I mean? She's one of them. She's equal.
Yeah.
And she hurts. So she's like moving around a little slowly, but that's what she's kind of doing.
Yeah, and as she kind of gets going, you should probably notice that there is another fire that's set off from this one where like the commanders of this troop are, that has like several people working on there's like a giant pot over a fire, and they seem to be like working on stirring this up, and every now and then like one of the garrison will come up with like a bowl and they'll slop something in there, and so you can kind of smell it. There's something cooking out there if one were to desire not having to cook or gather their own food.
Yeah, she's probably going to take advantage of having some breakfast slop, and we'll go, thank you very much. And then when she's away from everyone else, just do a little bit of magical gizmo, whatnot, and just make it taste a little bit better.
Yeah. And what it is essentially like oats. It's like a oatmeal that's been cooked out here, essentially mixed in like a little bit of dried fruits, some minor amount of spices, but for sure not as spiced or tasty as she would make herself. So yeah, probably definitely benefits from a little prestidigitation or something.
Yeah, I think she's going to do that for maybe a bite, and then she's going to wipe that away with and she's just going to taste it, and the realness of the food. Again, hungry after having had the hell beaten out of her, this meal tastes so nourishing and heartening. It's like, this is a great what is this? What's in this? Is this fruit? This is amazing. So she's just having a little moment to herself, and she shares a little bit out with Jeannie, and is just surveying the scene, watching everyone else wake up.
All right. What are the other two of this party up to at the moment?
I mean, wake up is a strong term.
Yeah.
You have to sleep to wake up.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Braids has been very quiet. There's been a lot of meeting. Braids has had a crazy couple of days where they've been knocked unconscious in every fight at least once. Since we started this encounter, so they're very quiet, which is not unnormal, but it's a quieter than normal. They're very focused inward right now, just kind of in a corner watching everybody. Very, nothing looks wrong, but there's definitely like the gears are turning more than normal, which is not the pun I intended it to be, but it's a pun that I didn't intend, is I guess the best way to put it. So they're very quiet, but they're kind of contemplative, I guess.
All right. Sunru, what are you doing as you kind of gather yourself with the morning?
After waking and sort of rubbing the sleep away from the eyes, sort of pan round and see everyone sort of to their own devices, and have comfort, I take out my tome and give it a read and start thinking about the day before and how easy a lot of the stuff that I found challenging before is becoming. And then I start playing with just the minor illusion cantrip, trying to just things I see. It could be an apple core on the side, a water bottle, just trying to see what I can do. And it brings me a self-confidence that I didn't know I had in the little part of ability I have compared to what my master portrayed. I'm kind of excited to see him again at some point, to show him how much I wouldn't say grown in this short time. That'll probably distract me until I start smelling food and panning around and seeing Rummy eating and trying to figure out where the bowl of slop came from. Once I do that, I won't hold back with prestidigitation. That's going straight all over it, and I'm crowing in, just nozzle straight in the bowl. It's
Nice.
been a lot of walking and not much actual meals.
Yeah.
Arthur usually sorted all this stuff out in his well, he called it his gate, but I never saw the other side, but the inside was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a stark contrast from that of a wizard's tower for Sunru and Braids, and now having to kind of deal with the badlands of this dry, arid kind of wasteland that you've been traveling through for like 3 or 4 days now. So not even a long time to fully acclimate. Things have been a whirlwind. Yeah, as you guys kind of get up, Og will kind of get up looking grumpy and a little annoyed that his parents were taken away. Antsy to get going. And Dean will kind of come over at some point carrying a cup of coffee and look around. Oh, well, I'm glad you all got your got something to eat. Whenever you're set, we're starting to hitch up the horses, and luckily we were able to recover a couple of the wagons and some of the livestock. So we're going to put some of the worst for wear villagers upon the wagon, and we're going to head out here as quick as we can. The plan that we've got so far, we're going to head west. Monument is a little over a day's journey, so we will head out and probably have to camp once and then get there sometime on the morrow, probably fairly early in the day, but we'll drop off the others and let you guys get situated there, figure out what you're going to do, and the garrison will return to their post, and I'll figure out my next step out here. If there's anything you guys need or want, just let us know. We'll try to accommodate as best we can, but we, are mainly gonna make as quick a path as we can make with all these, extra hands that we've got.
But let's go on. I'm sure we'll have questions throughout the day. I am concerned about us going to a big city.
Well, I don't know if I'd call Monument a big city. It's for sure bigger than your village. The larger city will be, once you get to the end of the rail lines there. The western port city can be quite a bit larger, but
sure. But the place that we're going to, it has more than one tavern.
Oh, yeah. There's just a couple small ones,
Has more than 3 roads.
Well, yeah. I guess you guys do come from Guangzhou, and
does it have shops that are not just about food and drink and clothing?
Well, yes. Blacksmith shop. They have a wonderful artist there that does their work there.
Well, then it sounds to me like a positive metropolis.
Well, yep. A veritable bustling grove of industry compared to where you guys are from, but yeah, you'll be fine. The guy who runs the city, Mason Black, he can be a tough character. Not my favorite person in the world, but as long as there's a profit to be made for him, he's somewhat reasonable.
So Mason Black, he's the head of the trade group there?
Yeah, well, he is, I guess, technically considered the mayor, but he pretty much owns the property there in Monument.
He owns the whole town.
For the most part, from what I can gather. We'll come across his land soon enough. It stretches pretty far out. He's got some cattle farms that run. We'll probably hit another unit.
How do you two feel about each other?
Well, as long as I'm not bothering him or messing with his profits, he's fine with me. But he's generally an asshole who just wants to make money for himself. And, I guess I can't blame him, but being someone who's out here trying for the betterment of other people, I sometimes take some exception to his methods.
If one were to be looking for gainful employment, would he be an opportunity, or would you warn us against seeking his opportunities?
Well, I guess it depends.
I'm saying this as I'm packing up and I'm walking alongside his horses.
Yeah, and he's kind of... You can tell, like, his horse is already set up. He travels pretty light, but yeah, he's kind of there hanging out with you guys, sipping on the last bits of his coffee. Kind of, well... he can be lucrative, I suppose, but sometimes he might aim for more morally questionable activities. He's a harsh landlord at times. It pays the bills, but if you're looking to catch the train, you may have to do business with him one way or the other.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Not cheap to get tickets on the train.
Morally grey, I mean, that's absolutely something that we're not about in any way, shape, or form, so think we'll have to move past that. Makes a note in Romy's head. This is definitely the one ticket that we need to definitely get hold of. Sure.
Yep.
Just gonna roll a quick deception. Yeah, it's 16. You might buy it.
I use minor illusion to make the bust of the red-headed dwarf guy we got the description from. Do you think he might know who this person is, or at least point us in the right direction?
I mean, he's got business dealings with people all over, but I don't know. I haven't seen anyone with that sort of a ship out here. But who knows what Mason gets into.
Okay.
Wish I'd be more help with that manner, but...
Did we get a good look at his glowing runes on his green crystal in his chest area? Did we see that?
I mean, I don't think you got like a great look at it. It was just that there were runes and there were like a crystal embedded in his...
We didn't physically see him though, did we? This is the description told to us by
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
No,
Sorry.
Didn't we barely see him through the, like, in the airship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like spotted that there was a dwarf there upon the airship, and then it was one of the captives from your village that was kind of telling you more about it.
And then we know that all of the runes that we have seen so far have been like dwarven runes from them.
Yeah.
Which is great. That dwarves and goblins have been working together to enslave humans. Finally, it's actually happening. We've been out of character, obviously.
Yeah.
Of course.
In character, anti-goblin, and quite frankly, dwarves are not as trustworthy as gnomes, clearly. They spend far too much time down in their mountains. Romy is quite racist. It's pretty bad. She's got a... It's not even like racist, it's just ill-informed. It's coming from a
Very
place of
ignorant,
ignorance, I
yeah.
think. Yeah. Like someone told her a bunch of stuff like 400 years ago and it just stuck, you know? Anyway. Sorry guys at home. Romy's not going to be super pleasant to listen to sometimes.
All
It is
right.
what it is.
So, are we now set off? Are we?
Yeah,
still
I mean,
chat?
basically, whenever you guys are ready, everyone else is ready. They kind of give a signal. What's left of the camp, they break down like the last bits of things, or like put out the fire and finish up cleaning up the pots, and then they load them up and start heading out. There are probably about 3 wagons that were recovered with enough livestock and such to be able to get that moving, of which they've kind of loaded most of them up with the villagers that were kidnapped, several of them not being in the best shape. Some of the others have taken the driving positions, some of those, so there's kind of like there's probably a few that are walking, because these wagons aren't the fastest things, but there could be space. Like if you decided, I want to ride on the wagon for a while, it seems like they kind of set up a rotation so that some people are walking, some people are riding, those that are capable of managing the walk. The garrison all have their horses, though they're riding at a pretty slow pace, except for a few that kind of head out on a little bit, like of a scouting run. There's Captain Martin's always kind of generally near the wagons, kind of keeping an eye on things. Indian heads out sometimes as a scout, sometimes will come back for a while others go out to scout. But they're just kind of making their rotation. If there's anything in particular you guys would like to do, this is going to be generally a safe set of travel, instead of having to roll for having to scout or check on things. There's others that are doing that, so if you had anything in particular you desired to accomplish, Og's probably, whenever he's got a writing point, he's sitting there working on his little like harness thing for Rami, and I think he was working on a crossbow or something of some sort. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's working on his little tinkering things as he goes to try to accomplish some of that during this travel. But yeah, if there's nothing hard pressed you'd like to do, I think we can kind of just assume the day goes fine. You've got probably like 35 soldiers plus, Andean plus the villagers. So in general, any wildlife is going to give this a wide berth. Any raiders or locals aren't going to try to bother you guys. You don't really come across much. At some point, like you'll come across some fencing areas that has like on the pillars, the posts where the fences are marked in, it's like a two solid black lines with like a B that's left non-burnt in, so it looks like they like seared into the wood these like one thick black line, one thinner black line, and thick one there's like a B that is left unburnt. And Andean will kind of point it out and says, well, that here marks the outer territory of one of Mr. Black's cattle ranches, so we'll be skirting around the fence line but staying close, as it'll lead us towards Monument from here.
Okay, can I I want to pay a detail to the font and the style on that B.
Okay.
I have an idea. I want to be in a position where I can potentially mimic it or forge it later on. And I think I might actually take some time on the journey to practice doing that B and getting that down right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So we're on the outskirts of this ranch.
Yeah.
But we're going to go around it.
Yeah, there's like essentially like a barbed wire that seems to be marking the edge of this territory, keeping like any of the livestock in, trying to keep people out, sort of thing, at a distance. You can see probably pretty far off, there's like a small herd of cattle that are like grazing somewhere off in the distance. It's like really dried grass out there, and you can see kind of a couple of horses that are kind of amongst them. It seems to be like a rancher that's keeping an eye on them or checking in on them. But your party's led basically around the edge of this fence line until they can kind of make a straight shot west along the edge of this fence line. There seems to be a rutted in like dirt road here where it seems to have gotten more travel, like right along the edge of this fence line here. And you can see to the south there's like another fence line, and it seems to be another area that's marked off again with Mason Black's like stamp on these various things. As you travel on, it gets to night and another camp session is kind of set up again. Sometime midday they kind of basically broke out like jerky meat and dried fruit and stuff to eat while you traveled, but as night comes in they start breaking out, start setting up a meal again. The cook's coming out and starting to cook for everybody. Some of the villagers may be joining in just for that sense of doing something to help out and feeling more normal. Yeah. Anything of that evening do you guys desired to accomplish? Okay, perfect. I wasn't expecting any like massive amounts of things that needed to get done. I just want to make sure before I like narrate on through everything that you guys are good.
I think I want to have a quiet moment alone with Jeannie, away from everybody at some point, I want to ask her if I messed up. I was meant to find something and it just wasn't there.
Yeah, and I think Jeannie will convey, and I think you kind of got this from your patron as far as a sense of location of things.
Yeah.
Will convey that, like, there's not much you could do about it. That you went to the right spot, just wasn't there soon enough with enough force to be able to take it and find it. So, it does not seem like they're overly, frustrated or upset or anything with that.
Okay. Well, we're going to be dealing with this Mason Black soon, and he seems like he's rich and wealthy. So maybe we can take something from him instead.
Can we get the sense I'm pretty sure the patron's looking for specific things, but who knows?
Okay. I think that she knew that on some level, but she was like really hoping she could just palm it off to a slightly easier arc, maybe. Okay.
For sure. Oh, it helps for people to see things.
I'm gonna probably practice my cantrips with her and really just see what I can actually do. I might surprise myself with some of the stuff I can do.
Okay. Yeah. Just dropping people in the new scene.
Speaking of practice, I think in the evening I'll pull out my Master's Tome again and try casting one of the higher level spells that I've not really done before, a Silent Image. And I'll just make a blanket almost above us in the sky. It's like a 15-foot cube of just the stars, but they just look a lot more active. You can see shooting stars, comets, and almost like the planets glowing that maybe weren't even planets there before. And that lasts for about 10 minutes until it fades away. And I'm like, pleased and chuffed with myself that went as easy as I hoped it would. And I hope it settles some of the villagers, if anything, in the evening.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I've dropped you guys onto a scene. Are you guys able to see, or do I need to go through everything again? I really wish.
At the moment, I am legally blind.
Okay. Vision.
I am legally blind and can also not see anything in the game.
I don't. Well, yes.
Now I can see things.
There you go. I'm going through bit by bit. Apparently, I have to do it for everybody.
Oh, there I am. There you guys are.
Vision. There you go. Update token.
The Twitch channel can't see anything.
I will get them there in a moment. So you guys camp successfully overnight. Again, the same kind of thing. They prepare a meal for you, breakfast for you. Nothing exciting or extravagant, but hearty enough that it kind of gets you through. And then in the morning, you guys head out. Only a couple hours in, so probably still fairly early in the morning. You guys arrive probably like somewhere around 9 in the morning or so to a village or a town, decent enough size, nothing crazy, but you arrive to a town that how do I unselect things? There we go. That seems to start to bustle here. Like, there are people that are getting going in the day. There are, horses hitched up alongside like buildings. There are people kind of moving about, and they kind of lead you towards the center of this town. There is what you see first as you even like start approaching the town. There's like this large stone structure that was built that like just it looks like a spire or a monolith that was there that seems to have been broken off at a point. So there's like the jutted edges of the top of a broken like monument that was there, like a pale stone, like a almost like a limestone color, like this light kind of pale stone that juts pretty high up in the air, like probably 100 feet or so, where it's still sitting, and having had part of it must have broken off at some point in its life and crumbled down. And they kind of lead you towards this. You pass as you enter the village. There are seems to be like a temple off to one side. There's a shop that seems to have a lot of windows, and as you kind of look in, you see someone who's in there. It's like got a canvas out and is working on painting something in there. There is a tavern building to one side, and you kind of get to this central square area, and there is the large monument that stands there, this limestone structure that's super high, which gives the name to the town itself. And there's like a fountain that seems to be built in there that seems to be running. So the fact that there's like a running water in a fountain here in the middle of the desert shows a little bit of either the willpower and or the extravagance that the individuals here are willing to go to. To the south side there seems to be the tavern. To the north side there's like this extravagant wooden like mansion looking thing there. It's like a one-story mansion, but it looks very nice, well kept. There seems to be like a couple of cowboy-looking individuals like leaned up against the wall by the front door of that structure. You can hear the sounds of a smithy that's been fired up. On the south western corner there, you spot there's like a little stable there with a couple of horses. The large doors have been thrown open, and you can kind of see that there's like wagons inside, and there's people in there working on repairing them. So just kind of like a little bustling area. And then to the south of the square there is what looks to be like a tavern of some sort. It's called the Gaming Den, and you can kind of see people going in and out already, getting breakfast and stuff. And this is kind of where Andean will kind of pull up with the garrison forces, and he kind of talks with the Captain Martin, and Captain Martin kind of looks at you guys and comes over and says, well, it's been a pleasure, guys. I'm gonna part here, though. I gotta get the men back to the garrison in case anything happens that we're needed elsewhere. I'm glad things have turned out so far so good for you all. I know that you're still seeking individuals from your village, and I hope you the best of luck with that. If you guys ever need anything, I'm in Kate's Crossing is the town that we're stationed out of. So if you're ever in that area, feel free to stop in and say hi. Not that I expected much. There's not much there other than a few farms and strategic location for our garrison to be. But good luck, all.
I pull out my notepad and pen, and I'll write in it the name of the town, just for a mental note. As I now ask the DM again, what was the name of the town?
Kate's Crossing is what he...
Gates Crossing.
Kate.
Or Hates.
Like the woman's name, Kate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was 8's crossing, as in not 7, not 9.
But 8.
Yeah. I will put my hand up as if I want to get a hug from Captain Martin, and then I'm going to give him a soft kiss on his cheek, and I go, "You're a very handsome fellow. If I was 350 years younger, I could have been your grandma."
I'll nod and smile. Well, thank you, pretty lady. Always a pleasure. He kind of will nod to the rest of you, kind of tip his hat, and mount up, call his men, and they start riding off. And Dean will kind of dismount. He'll lead his horse over to the stable, have a short conversation with the people there. We'll take his horse in for a moment, and he'll kind of walk over. He's like, he's gonna take a moment and go into the gaming den over here, have a drink and just unwind for a little bit, think about where I need to head next. If you guys like to join me, first round's on me if you're up for something. Otherwise, I know they have a good cup of tea or coffee there too.
Yeah, certainly.
Sure. So, as I'm looking around the town, all the buildings, I'm like, so where is the train station?
Oh, the train station here is to the north. It's a little bit out of here. You can't see it just yet, but past Mr. Black's mansion over there, and a little bit further down, a few hundred yards past some of these other houses. It's where it runs.
And do we have to go there to see the prices, or are they advertised as I start looking around inside the bar as we've walked in?
Well, yeah, actually, let me first, I can move you guys into the bar. So maybe, there we go. Select all, move into the bar. Is you kind of gesture in and take a seat at one of the tables. Doesn't really matter. There's not a huge amount of people there. There seems to be a billiards table that's taking up one of the major spots. There's also like another room on the south side of the building you can kind of spot in. It looks like there's like big poker tables set up, and there's a few people that are already playing at one of the tables in there. There's a bar that runs along the eastern wall. A railing near the bar kind of segregates off an area of like public space and private space, and it looks like there's a set of stairs that run down past this railing, and you see like someone kind of come bustling up from down there with like a bowl, runs over and like puts it in front of one of the guests that are sitting at one of the tables. There's a fireplace that's running. There's just like a very low fire running in there just to take some of the morning chill off of the desert air. And on that, there seems to be like two kettles that have been like swung in over the fireplace that are like keeping them warm. From here to our western port of Andresen, we're gonna look at usually about 25 gold per ticket.
That's a lot of money.
Yep, it's not cheap to travel that way, but it was considerably faster than riding horses, and unless you own a horse of good quality, you're likely gonna have a hard time getting out there anyways. Good horse is gonna probably run you at least 75 gold, if not more, if you're looking for something sturdy like mine.
Wow. Well, I only have 5 gold pieces.
I've got about 15.
Wow. Why do you have money?
It's the emergency pouch Master always told me to have on me just in case he needed anything.
I thought you are an emergency pouch.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah.
that's rude. I have a name. No.
Sunru, the emergency pouch.
I just carry things very well. That's all. And
It-
while I was carrying it and I pull out a small bag of coin, the emergency pouch, and I guess this is an emergency.
Rumi, I believe this is a pouch in a pouch situation.
Wow, a pouch and a pouch. Pouch rooted. Huh. Do you have money?
Yeah.
Wait, how much do you have?
Just shy of 15 gold.
What is going on? Why do you have money? You're a gardener.
What do you think happened to the things that I've created in the garden?
They got taken away by your master.
Who hasn't been here for how long?
I don't know. I don't keep tabs on your household.
I don't know that I believe that entirely, but the answer is that I sold them at market to get money, and he wasn't here to collect the money. So,
Okay. So you have 15 gold pieces, and you have 15 gold pieces.
almost 15 gold.
That's nice. That's nice. That's great. Great. I need to make some money. Okay. Okay.
Og pipes up. I've got about 15 gold pieces too.
Come on. All right. She gets up at that point. She's gonna go over to the poker table and just be like, "What's this?"
How much your tickets again? I forget.
About 25.
25.
Well,
If we put all our money together, I think we're short by about 10 gold.
for how, we wait.
If Og's got 50, that's 2 tickets.
No, 15.
15. No, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
15. I thought you said 50.
No, we're short about
50.
I'm short like 10. You're short like 10.
We're all 10.
He's short 10.
He's
I'm
10.
10.
Yeah.
I'm short 25. So yeah, that's 55 gold pieces.
Short it all.
What did I spend my gold on? When
one
did I
knows.
spend my gold?
I think you spent it on things that were worth the town was worth or something. I don't know.
No, out of character. I remember now because I said, "Can I buy some things?" And GM said yes, and I did, and I bought things that are in my chest, which are perhaps useful. Probably not, though.
Wait, I thought Sunru was the only person that carried things around in his body.
It's a wooden chest that goes in my backpack.
So what?
It's my chest. It's important to me.
I understand.
I
can
need
see
more
you,
money.
but that's fine.
I start looking around. Is there some sort of notice board of such man for hire or needing man for hire?
Yeah, there's kind of near the door there seems to be like a little bulletin board that's kind of been pasted up. You see there are a couple of like wanted posters up for a few individuals. There's also like a another one that seems to have like that black symbol, like the two pillars with the B on it, that says wanted cattle wranglers stole 7 heads, will reward for return of livestock. And it's got his symbol on it. That's that one has, that one's got like 150 gold marked on it. There's a couple other individuals that are like 100 gold. one that's like 50 gold, bounty on him, sort of thing. Just a couple little small.
I grab that one if it's the biggest one, just for the pure fact I'm like, well, it just solves everything if it's the most. Like, instead of doing lots of little ones, just do one big one. So I unpin it and bring it back to the table and do like a heroic slam, but realize I don't have much upper strength, so it's more of a, like a onto the table and go, I think we've got a plan, and I'll see if everyone's game. Like,
Yep. I'm not at the table. In the 30 seconds that it's taken you to get up, find the thing, and come back again, I've wandered over to the poker table, and I've sat down with my 5 gold pieces, and I've gone, I'm all in. Let's go.
Oh no.
All right, sounds good. All right, roll me a D100.
You know how wisdom's the stat that like would make it so that you know that this is a bad idea?
Yep.
I have a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got +1 to wisdom, and this is just common sense.
Yeah.
If you go all in, you're gonna win 50% of the time. That's just good math.
That's just the way it works.
16% of the time, it works every time.
77, or as I like to call it, a pocket sevens.
All right. Let me roll. Let's figure this out.
That's a top 12 hand if ever I've seen one. I win!
I mean, 77 is not bad, actually.
I beat that 36 for sure I did.
Yeah.
But top 25%, so... Just walks away on one hand with 150 gold. I'm just like...
Yeah.
I believe they call that never punished.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think surprisingly enough, I'll give it to you. So you don't fully you don't get everyone to bite, essentially.
Sure.
So out of the 5 gold you put in or whatever, you get about 7 gold back. So you'll get like an extra 7 gold because they were able to someone called you and you just happened to have a good hand. You got lucky on that one.
So I've got 12 gold pieces, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Well, I'm halfway there. I come back to the table and I go, well. Look who's making money. Give me all your gold. I think I'm really good at poker.
But we've got this, and I'll hold the flyer up, and it's 150 gold. How much gold did you make?
I made 7 gold pieces for literally saying all in and someone not believing me.
But what happens when you lose? You lose it all.
I've never lost a game of poker.
Saru
okay.
is weirdly invested and hands over 7 gold pieces.
I take that 7 gold pieces and my 12 gold pieces and I go back to the table and I sit back down. Amazingly, there's a table seat still available for me. They are more than happy to have me sit down.
Totally strange how
And
it works.
So I got 19 gold pieces and I go, I will look at my cards this time. Do you want me to roll to see what I have?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
I'm taking the 7 gold.
I have 31.
All right.
I look at the cards and I look at everyone and I go, ooh, pretty good. Tell me, what's the best hand you can have in poker?
You're asking the people, or
Yeah.
someone's like, well, ma'am, Royal Flush is probably the best you can get. It's all the high suits, all the same suits, the high cards, they're all there in a row.
So like a 10 Jack Queen King Ace. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like I have those cards in my hand, absentmindedly.
Yeah.
Right. I go, all right. Well, I think that's pretty good then. I will bet, and I bet 5 gold pieces.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Sure. Can I have my familiar aid me in this endeavor?
Not at all.
Like that's an 18.
Okay. Let's see. There we go. Just had to pull open something where you're not seeing everything. Let's see. How many people believe you here? Yeah, you quickly get it, like everyone to fold, and there's, probably like about a gold worth in the ante pot.
All right, that's great. I'll add that 1 gold to my pile. I will then go, gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure, but honestly, I feel like I've been playing this game for too long now. I don't know who I am anymore. I've lost sight of the real me. I must leave. And I'm going to get up. And I'll come back to Sonia and go, ooh, I'm so sorry. I lost all our money.
It's up to Sunroof.
After watching from the other room, you collect gold, thank everybody, and I will insight check you. Roll a 12.
I'm going to roll deception with disadvantage. That's a natural 20 and a natural 1. Fantastic. 6.
You see me kind of like angrily cross my arms and like.
I go. I can tell that this lie has not been sold, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I lost. You managed to keep hold of your money, and I hand over your 7 gold pieces.
Okay. I take the 7 gold, I put it back in the pouch, and I put it within my pouch. Pouch. Inception pouch.
I'm like watching the pouch go in the pouch, waiting for an explosion to happen of some kind. I've heard that's what happens. But it didn't.
This is just a normal pouch, like a leather pouch. There's nothing magical about it. This
Pretty
is
magical.
My pouch. As far as I know, there's nothing really magical about it. Except people want it to make magical items.
Well,
yeah.
We'll make sure that doesn't happen to you, my friend. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it.
Okay, so what's this 150 gold pieces right here pointing to this piece of paper? Oh, we should do this, you guys. This would be very useful.
It seems like that... What was his name? Blacksmith?
Mason Black.
Mason Black. Someone stole some of his horses.
It's amazing how quick she knows the name of the richest person for hundreds of miles around. She knows that name straight away, right? Mason Black.
Yeah. It looks like some of his horses have gone missing, and if we can return them, there's a reward of 150. But I was thinking he owns the trains here, right? So maybe he could sort us out some discount tickets, or...
I mean, 150 pays for all of us and still has 50 left over.
Are you sure?
Agreed.
At 25 apiece, yes.
Doesn't seem right. 25 times 4, that's at least
100.
What?
Well,
Promise.
Didn't you run the household?
Well, yes. Well, it sort of ran itself after a while. If you have enough people who are unseen servants, they tend to do everything in terms of money.
Sunru and I are perfectly visible.
Yes. And how good that is. There were some servants that were not seen. Unseen servants, if you will. And they were quiet too.
Talking of quiet, Og, what do you think? Are you
Well,
happy with us doing this? Or...
I mean, at this point, anything that gets us on that train.
Okay.
Do you want to take the train and go up ahead, Og, and see if you can actually find your parents by yourself, get a head start in the next city, and we can catch up with you?
I mean, if
Would you?
you want to fund my ticket and I head ahead, I go ahead. I feel bad about leaving you guys back here to face whatever dangers by yourself.
I won't deny it. You're a big, heavy, strong fellow, and a lady likes having that around. No offense to everyone else in the party, but we are quite short. It's nice to be able to see things.
No,
Braids
I'm
is
not.
a good size.
I mean, you're what, Braids? 5'10", 5'11"?
Close.
5'8"?
Sunroof.
6 foot.
You're 6 foot, really? She looks back at you like, I can't tell from here.
I mean, there's
mean,
a
I'm gonna
certain
have to
point
believe you.
where your height.
5'11" and 6 foot are very similar.
Sure. But I mean, it's not exactly large man size, is it? I mean, anything less than...
Well, I'm
6
not a
foot.
man.
Sure. I mean, no. Okay. Tricky area we're in right now. I feel like you're upset about something. I'm not sure what.
I'm not upset about anything.
See, that's what people say when they're really upset about something. Next, you're
Sandru,
gonna
can
say
you tell
that
her
you're
that
fine.
I'm not upset, please?
Wow, he's not even talking to me anymore. Are you seeing this? He's talking to me through you.
I pipe up. I'm like, I don't think we should split up. It's been 3 days and I've lost pretty much everybody. Can we just, till we find your parents?
I mean,
What?
I think
yeah,
I think
feel bad.
sending Og ahead isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
He just kind
I-
of shrugs. He's like, whatever you guys think's best. I could scout ahead and see what we need. If a train costs 25 each, I hate to see what transportation further west would cost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I could
Ca-
sort
ca-
that out, or try to.
Catching up to them and letting the authorities know in that area might be better.
If I look at Braids and look at Romy and Og, and I'm like, well, if you guys believe this is a good idea, I'm not going to argue. I just thought we were. No, okay. And then he sort of pans to himself. He's like, okay. That's... Goes up and gives Og a hug on the leg and gives him 4 gold coins.
Thank you.
I also go up and I give him a hug and I give him a kiss on the cheek and I sit back down again.
Oh,
What?
That gives me 19 total right now.
I give him 6 more gold.
All right, thank you.
I give him 3 pieces of chalk and I say, remember,
Mark the way.
mark the way. Red is bad, yellow is cautionary, and blue is totally safe. Okay? And I'm also going to give him my band of loyalty and say, if you need to sell something, sell this. It's magical on some level, so you should be able to get some gold for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Drop that. Get rid of that before it becomes something that kills me. Fantastic. Alright. Shall we escort him to the train station? I mean, when is the next train anyway? Do we know? Is it like a daily thing or a weekly thing?
Yeah, and Dean will kind of speak up at that point. Well, usually there's one leaves about twice a week, so I'm not sure whether it'll be today or whether another day, but yeah.
Well,
We could
okay
ask the
then.
bartender. He'd probably know the schedule. I don't keep track of that.
Let's find out when it leaves, and if you're in a position where it's not going to be for a couple of days, you may as well come with us and help us earn some more money, and then we can all come with you. Does that work?
Yeah.
Excellent. Everyone's happy. Give me back my ring. No? Okay, fine. Just wondering.
I mean,
He's already turned it into a spork.
yeah. Already
No!
Ben needed to.
But I made a
Spork of
paperclip out of
loyalty.
it.
It's a spork of loyalty.
Whatever you eat, if it wasn't already dead, it will be as you're
Oh
stabbing.
my
It won't
god.
be resurrected while eating.
Wow. This food really repeats. Not anymore, it doesn't.
I'm making sure
Making sure.
it's not going to come
Welcome
back up.
Welcome to hell, Taco Bell. Yeah, so I'll go up to the barman and ask a question, and I'll get a couple of drinks in as well. Barman? Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
What's up, ma'am?
What's up, ma'am? What the hell?
Totally.
try that again.
authentic conversation. What can I do for you, ma'am?
Oh, there you go. That's how we actually approach a customer, isn't it? Let's pretend that I'm someone you actually are happy to see come along to a bar. Excellent. May I please have 3 sarsaparillas? And if you can keep them chilled, I'd be quite thankful. And if you could tell me when the next train is coming through, please.
Oh yes, ma'am. And he starts like grabbing bottles of stuff and pours a beverage and slides it over. Well, the next train should be leaving, I believe, tomorrow. Tomorrow about midday.
Oh, okay. And where would Mason Black be found right now?
Right now, probably in his estate, just to the north of the square.
And if I wanted to gain an audience with Mr. Black, who should I speak with?
I mean, depending on your petition, you can speak to the men outside the door and see if he's got time for you. Otherwise, sometimes he'll come here in the evening, and quite frequently his girlfriend, I suppose we'd call, Miss Penelope Lane, will be, she performs at one of the other establishments nearby.
I'm sorry, her name is Penny Lane?
Yes. Apparently, the random name that pops into my head as I do this, as
Exactly what I
always,
was thinking when you said that.
I was like, Penelope, and I was like, I need a last name, and Lane for somehow pops in my head.
I suppose someone that wealthy
Yeah.
would hang out with someone called Penny Lane.
Yeah.
Tell me, does he have a sister called Lucy who lives in the sky with his diamonds?
As far as I know, Mr. Black is an only child, but I don't delve into his family life.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you very much. You've been an incredibly useful barman after all of that. Well done, you. I'd give you a tip, but I don't think you want me to do that, so I won't insult you. No, I simply won't. I will leave you a silver piece for these sarsaparillas, and I will say good day, sir. Good day, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your stay here at Monument.
Yes, why is it called Monument? Because of the monument. But what's the monument of? Do we know?
I'm not really sure. That was here far before. I suspect it's probably one of the Drenari monuments that they had up before, but no one's fully discovered its meaning or its purpose. Every now and then we get some fancy pants wizard that tries to come through and decode it, but as far as I know, no one's really gathered the full intent or purpose of it.
Wizards are idiots. They never realize what they have, and then they let it go, and that thing that they leave go is forced to live by themselves and become nothing. So, fuck all wizards, I say.
Oddly seems like you've got some aggression towards wizards, like you had a past with one.
Right,
What's your
just
name?
like nudges Sunru. Aren't you a wizard?
I was facing the other way, not really listening to this conversation. I'm like, I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Just look up
Okay.
and I continue looking around the room and watching people play cards.
Yep.
What's your name, young man?
My name is John.
Yes, John? Just John?
Mainly just John. Why? You need my last name, you need my surname, my middle name, my date of birth, my astrological signs.
No, maybe I need your marital status.
Well, that's a complicated one.
Oh, I like complicated. Well, like two ships in the night, perhaps we'll bump into each other and do something awful to each other later. Have a good day, John. As I leave, I'm going to do a disguise self action to my butt, make it look just a little bit bigger as I walk away from them.
All right.
Those sarsaparillas are amazing. I come back to the table with non-alcoholic drinks for everybody, and I'm feeling just the sugar high. So John tells me that if
What's
we
this
go
for?
in for drinking, this is to go in your mouth. Try it. Braids. Experiences are what
I-
make us more than just what we are.
But I
Put it
am
in
what
your
I
mouth.
am.
Put it in your mouth and swallow. See what happens.
So many jokes. We're gonna leave right there.
Just do the thing. Go on.
No.
I've seen you kill 3 goblins in a row who all wanted to hurt you.
Yes,
You can't possibly be afraid of a little drink.
I'm not afraid. I just
Am I
don't
right?
want it.
How can you know if you want something or don't want something without trying it?
Have you died?
Yes.
Do you want to do it again?
I wasn't sure before, but now that I've done it, I know I don't.
Okay.
Oh, you've tried food and drink before?
Yes.
Oh,
I
See-
worked in a garden.
sure. So you ate the wizard's food? Oh, you naughty boy.
Sunru, did you ever eat the wizard's food? Naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
It's almost like we were part of the household.
I think you really do assume far too much, but okay, that's fine. But then again, I thought I was part of the household too, and what do I know?
I mean, you were.
Ow. Words hurt, Braids. Words hurt.
No.
Try and think
sor-
about other
sor-
people, please.
Goblins
Honestly.
hurt. Words are words. They don't hurt.
She looks at you and she goes, remember the time and date you said that, yes?
Sure. What time is it?
I don't know. I don't know what day it is.
Me neither.
It's going to be harder. John, what time and date is it? This guy knows everything.
It's the 14th of the month, and it's roughly about. He kind of looks out. 9:43 in the a.m.
That's crazy that he knows that, though, right? Like, legitimately, we should be concerned. Something's going on with John. Watch this. John, what's the square root of 64?
8.
See, that's impossible to work out. No one could know that.
Pull out an abacus quickly, and I'm like, he's right.
Sorcerer. You may need to watch
Shall we introduce ourselves to the man of the town?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I'll take this job advertisement with us. Maybe we can use it to try and get an audience, like you asked.
Yes. But I believe it's called advertisement.
Makes a note in his little notepad.
Someone's going to beat the shit out of her, and I'm going to be so happy when that happens. Okay. She's going to get absolute pounding. So I was like, nope, absolutely not.
Over under on her own party members, doing it first.
Yeah.
And like, Braith is going to watch Amber and be like, oh, well, experiences, right?
How do you know you're going to like it until it happens?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just put it in your mouth. Don't
Something's
worry about
working
it.
inside me.
What's that I see? Is it the consequences of our actions? Oh.
No.
You don't deal with that.
Boo to consequences. Yes, we go and we'll go to Mason Black's front door, and where I assume there are the normal requisite 4 cowboys hanging outside.
Yeah.
3 which are in a group together, and 1 which is off on the other side with a black hat smoking a very cool cheroot. I'm guessing.
Well, there were just 2, but you know, there could be a couple more if you desire them to be there.
I don't know why, but every time I've seen a Western in the last 5 years, whenever they go up to the big bad house, there's always 3 dudes over to the right and 1 dude over to the left. Has no one else seen this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Anyway.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
I mean,
Sitting in the corner, hat down, smoke of the cigar, barbelloing.
And you're like, oh, he's the bad dude. It's like in a kung fu movie, like the small guy in the white suit. That's the badass right there.
yeah, right.
That's the one you got to watch.
Just visual cues to try to help us remember how things are. Who's who in this event.
As we approach, I'm going to whisper up to the other 3 and go, so who's going to speak to the man of the house?
If we just make it you, that means you won't interrupt and take over the conversation when other people don't say what you want them to, right?
Yes, that seems about right.
That works for me. I'm not good with new people.
Well, the secret with new people is to find common interests. That's all you have to do there. Watch, young Sunri. Let me teach you. Hello, men. You look like you like horses and cows, and possibly women, not necessarily in that order. I, too, also like horses and cows. That's 2 out of 3, and some women aren't bad. My name is Romy. I am here to make money from the head of this household. We have seen your advertisement, and we are looking to be the people to recover the horses that the 4 of you apparently cannot do by yourselves.
For some reason, I'm having some issues with my computer, so hopefully everything's going, but we're going to probably go without the map at the moment, because I don't know what happened, but I can't see any of it. Yeah, the...
Twitch is still running.
Yeah, good. The cowboy kind of like looks down and kind of nods to you and greeting, ma'am. What can I do for you? Oh, I mean, we could talk about horses and cows and all sorts of stuff if you like, but you're here probably to see Mr. Black. So, what's it regarding?
Okay, I'll say it again.
I'm still holding the advertisement.
The advertisement that my friend is holding up right now.
Oh, yes.
It's the horses that you lost.
The bounty
yes?
for the horses, yes.
Right, we're here to recover the horses for you.
Okay. That's excellent. Sounds good. And you'd like to conversate with my boss, Mr. Black.
Oh my goodness.
Did you find the horses already, or?
How are you the front of house? Get out of the way. Let me talk to someone with more than 2 brain cells. Thank you very much. She pushes at his kneecaps as she tries to go past him.
I regret my decisions immediately.
I snap
I
my
tell the
fingers
people as we're
preemptively.
walking past I like cows as well.
He does, you know. He thinks they're fantastic. Come along, boys.
Whoa, Missy. It's all right, but I mean, I'm just curious. Usually, you come when you've solved the problem. I didn't see a group of horses, or as the advertisement had said, cattle, coming into town at all, other than those you rode in with.
She's going to turn around and she's going to very slowly do a slow turn and give a Paddington, capital S, capital L, stern look. And she'll say, I don't believe that you're stumping up the 150 gold pieces to recover the horses. I don't believe the horses are yours. I don't believe you know how to write a full sentence, let alone in a manner that can make communication possible on a bulletin board. I believe that all those things happen from your lord and master, the great Mason Black. I believe, therefore, if I wish to have a conversation about such negotiations, you would do well, sir, to remain in your place, which is out in the cold with the wind and the sand. Do you understand?
All right, dear. If you want to go talk to him directly, just wait here, though, and I'll go tell him. All right? Is that sufficient for you?
I don't have a watch on my wrist, but I will be looking at it very upsettingly until you come back.
All right. Well, ever need to know the time, just ask John.
Oh, you know him too? The guy's weird.
It's pretty crazy. It's
How does he know everything?
he's got this weird like internal thing goes. I don't know. I can't understand him half the time.
He's one of those strange people with born with keen mind feet.
Yeah, it's just randomly
Just
working as a
knows
bartender.
all
Yeah.
time of day, like
He's got keen mind, he's got observant, and he's like only a level 0 character. What's going on? Why has he got
Yeah.
5 feet?
mm.
The cowboy kind of like gestures to his other one to like maintain watch, and he kind of walks into the building itself. You can hear kind of the sound of a softly playing what sounds like a piano somewhere inside, and he'll come back out shortly. He says, all right, guys, Mr. Black is ready to see you at the moment, so come on in. And he'll lead you through like a nice kind of like entryway, little foyer space with like a nice plush couch, some like decorative vases and different plates and things that are set up around just to kind of like make it look nice. There seems to be a painting of a rotund gentleman with kind of dark hair and cigar hanging out of his mouth and dressed in like nice dark clothes, and he leads you in, and they're sitting down in front of like there's like a fireplace, and there are some couches that are kind of arrayed around some nice plush like leather chairs, sitting in a large chair with a stack of papers on his side table, a cigar, like kind of slowly wafting smoke up from its ashtray that it's kind of sitting on. You see a large, overweight gentleman, now with like mostly gray hair, little streaks of darker, like almost black, in the hair. He's got a beard, like a full beard grown, that's mostly white. Kind of sitting there. He pulls off his spectacles that he was wearing and kind of looks over. Oh, greetings. Come, please sit down, make yourself comfortable. Can I offer you a beverage of some sort? Willie over there will be happy to get you tea or coffee, or maybe something stronger if you are wanting to. I heard you all came in with the garrison forces this morning, and that Andean fella.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you kindly for seeing us.
Mason Black. I presume you knew that if you're here, but this is my town, and make kindly that while you're here you respect our rules and make sure that no violence is being caused here.
Yes, of course. We're gentlefolk. We're only here to do what is available to us. My name is Romy Plightlight. I and my companions, fresh from having routed the recent goblin incursion to the south of you, east of you, to the east of you. So you're welcome. We are looking to have a passage upon one of the trains coming through, but unfortunately adventuring is not as lucrative as it once was. So we find ourselves looking at your opportunity here for losing your horses, and perhaps we can recover them for you. Do you want... Is that still available, or have they been found?
No, I'm still in search of someone who's available to go out and fetch them for me. Some wranglers came across them and have absconded with them.
I don't suppose you happen to know who the wranglers are?
Well, I believe it is a man named Orson Carr. He used to be in my employ for quite a while, and apparently was not keen on the terms of his termination from my employment. From what I understand, he is taken to a small ranch in the hills here to the north, about half a day ride or so. I don't know how many men he's got going with him, but yeah, if you're able to handle it, it's 150 gold for the recovery of my livestock, and I might be interested in seeing the end of Mr. Carr, more permanent termination from my employment, if you gather my meaning. Of such, I maybe have another 25 gold in it for a bonus for a job well done.
We're fine with 150 gold pieces for the horses. Noble beasts, and it's important that the owners get to retain their property. Killing a man and his compadres, ensuring that you do not have them stolen again in the future, well, that is something of a higher level. And I feel that 25 gold pieces for a job well done seems cheap, which is surprising for someone of your stature. We traveled for a day and we were on your land. I believe that if we traveled for another 3 days in any direction, we would still be on your land. So in a world where you are quite literally the local king, 25 gold pieces to remove someone who has insulted you seems contrary to what you are capable of. Yes?
Probably, but I would look at it more like it's 175 to kill this man and bring back the items. You just bring back my horses and I'd be fine. And no problem with that, but I feel you probably have to go through him in order to do so, so might as well collect a little extra bonus fee for the journey. I could just say 150 for the horses and know that more than likely you're killing the man anyways.
I appreciate what you're saying. I'll take that tea now. Thank you, Wilson.
Definitely Willie.
Will he? Won't he? We'll see. I'll say this. 25 gold pieces per member of our team. That's 100 gold pieces to remove Mr. Carr. We'll take care of the horses. We'll do that for another 150. And not only that, we'll bring back evidence that every single wrangler has been removed from your issue. For free.
Well, you do strike a hard bargain, and though part of me would consider going longer for this, I think we'd probably end up somewhere around there anyways. My time is worth a little more than haggling over an extra 50 gold here or there, so that sounds reasonable. If you can eliminate him and the rest of his troop, bring back my livestock, 250 gold will be waiting for you.
Excellent. I think we can do that. You know where the wranglers hold up?
Well, from what I hear, there is a ranch in the lower hills just to the north of us here. Like I said, about half a day's ride or so. Technically, it's still part of my land, but a considerable amount of my forces are being deployed elsewhere, and I do not want to recall them at the moment in order to take care of this situation. So if you can deal with it, I would be much obliged.
Excellent. We're going to need a pulling cow and a wagon. Thank you.
Could be provided. Is there a reason you need such accommodations to bring back livestock?
I'm 2'7". Did you expect me to walk there and get there in any time before next month?
He chuckles a little bit. Well, all right, fair enough. At least you're honest with your limitations. But it's fine.
I see Braid's face and I kick him real quick. Like, shh, quiet you. Excellent. Well then, we shall head off probably before first light. See if we can make some good distance.
All right. Well, if you are looking for accommodations, might I suggest the Crimson Curtain. It is just a few blocks over here to the west. Taking the night show. I might even see you there. I tend to frequent it from time to time.
Sounds good. Maybe we'll see you then and we can have a couple of drinks together.
That sounds lovely. I appreciate you guys looking into this for me. If there's nothing else I can do for you guys, I've got many things on my plate today.
Yep, sure, that's fine. I'll take the drink that Willie had got and just neck it and put it back on the tray again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Willie. And I'll head on out.
As we're like walking out of the house, Braids just kind of leans down towards Sunny and Romy. What does him being fat have to do with all the land that he owns?
What do you mean?
You said a man of his stature.
Oh, Okay, so we're going to talk about social status because I think that would be kind of eye-opening for you.
But you didn't say social status. You said stature.
It was inferred that I was referring to social placement in society.
Oh, I thought it was because he had more money to eat more.
That makes sense.
Sure, that money is an interesting thing. Once you get past necessities, and then you get into wants, you go beyond that to luxuries, and then after that, it's just a question of flash, showing that you are rich to others so that they know that you're rich and are therefore better.
So, like when you're the wizard in charge of a whole town?
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's...
What?
Because you're saying that they're better.
No, that's
So,
different.
like,
yeah.
Master was better.
I don't know if he was
No, I
better.
can see that.
No, wait, no,
Perfect.
stop.
This makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Okay. Thank you for explaining, Rum.
Perfect.
that's kicking the dust. Kicks what she thinks is a rock, but is actually a half brick. She flips, does a somersault, lands on the ground, and then she gets back up again. She's got a dusty butt now. It is what it is.
Good thing she has prestidigitation.
Yeah, and disguise self.
Mending.
So, like,
And disguise that. Like, there's no point she's ever going to be dirty ever in her whole life.
she could be like covered from head to toe in mud, and she just look normal.
Literally 2.5 minutes of mending, and she's actually done everything to crisp clean status. She's 2.5 feet tall. like rules as written, she is gold. Inside, literally 150 seconds. Fine. I guess we're gonna go to. Did we want to grab some stuff in town? There's no point getting rations. I've got rations, and you got rations, Sunru, and Braids
don't
doesn't
eat.
want to eat or drink. Do you need anything?
Not really.
At all?
No?
Do you
To
want
be
anything?
honest, I've never wrangled cattle before.
Oh, we're not wrangling cattle. We're wrangling horses.
What's the difference?
Well,
Yeah.
horses are thinner.
And faster
Yes, they
and
are.
taller.
Some are, yes, but most are, yeah.
Are we gonna need like rope?
Probably yes.
How many horses is it?
6.
7? Was it 6?
It was 7, but it's
It's 7.
it was also cattle originally, but it's become horses, so it's fine.
Is it
Yeah,
horses?
It was cattle. originally.
This is that. And
definitely
that's
cattle.
how furbolg become deer folk. We fight like that. Because we just let shit slide.
No, we look at the paper. It's obviously cattle.
Who wrote this? I think it was that cowboy up front. I can't tell. Is that cattle or horses? Is that an H?
It says cows.
I'm going to cast comprehend languages to be able to read. And by me saying I'm going to cast comprehend languages, I don't have that as a spell choice at all. So, so yeah, it doesn't work at all.
I was like, if you had that, then you know what the dwarven sign said.
Yeah, 100%. If you listen, there would have been a really useful spell to have, my guy. Yeah, fine. Horse cows. The who's cow? Now I know where they get that from. Okay. That's not.
Okay.
We're going to the Crimson Curtain.
Isn't it like 9 in the morning? Like just like 10 in the morning, John said. Or was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He's right. He's always right.
John.
Yeah. I'm terrified we're going to go into lots of different towns and we're just going to see John at every single bar. And no one's going to be aware of this. And like we're going to be uncovering this John conspiracy.
John's the secret
big,
overlord of all these bad
The
things.
big bad is John
God.
the multiple man.
Phil is now upset
I've been
because we
watching.
ruined the whole game.
Yeah, the plot's already uncovered right here. It's
Oh, no, I did it again.
John the barkeep is the evil guy. Leave it to a bartender to make the bartender the BBEG.
You son of a bitch. I immediately pull out my short bow and I head into the bar to shoot John. Let's go.
This will never end badly, I promise.
It's the middle of the day. I think I'd like to go to the monument, to be fair. Wouldn't you?
I mean,
You mean the really tall stake
the jerk,
thing right there?
like 30 feet from?
100 foot broken.
Yeah. The thing that's broken that's got like stuff on the bottom that smart wizards could not code. I think we can solve it real quick. Let's do it.
I will follow you and humor you until.
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. You guys walk up to the monument. You're not far from. It goes up about 100 feet. It seems to be made out of like some sort of limestone. It has been chiseled in various like strange runes that don't seem to match any of the languages you know. There is like an image of what looks like a king that's like holding their hands out, and like a couple of people that are like kneeling down before him with their heads bowed, almost like he's either blessing them or casting a spell on them or whatever. That sort of look of one man holding their hands out and a couple other people like kneeling with their heads down. It's pretty well faded though in many spots. Years of being in the sun and sand, it's kind of eroded quite a bit of it, so it is not as clear as it once was. So a lot of like if there was a lot of detail to these figures, they've been kind of worn away. They do seem to have like different style of garbs as far as depicted. Like the king in it seems to be wearing like more of like a full robe, almost like a wizard would be or whatever. And as are the other two figures. So it seems like there are more in full body like clothes versus like a lot of those in this area seem to be wearing like trousers and shirts and button up, with big old dusters or coats for the evening and to keep the sun off. Out there with big broad brimmed hats. This guy doesn't seem to be wearing a hat, just like a little kind of crownish thing.
Okay. Can you cast mending on the whole tower?
I can. It'll take a really long time. But I absolutely can. It would also need like all the original pieces there. So if it's been eroded by wind, I can't actually mend that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's made of sandstone, technically, does it need the original pieces or does it just need sand?
I believe it needs the original.
I think it's original.
But isn't sand the original piece?
It needs to be the original sand granules.
The original grains of sand.
Yeah.
Just sitting there rummaging through the park, like pulling sand over. Sit? Nope. Is this it? No.
I don't think she's gonna do it. I think she's very aware that this is, guys. This is the reason for the town. It's called Monument. It's not called Wizard's Place, right? I think that if we fix this and make it exactly as it was, we're gonna maybe change the nature of this town. And we just got here. You know what I mean? I'm starting to feel like I've got a bit of a headache. I feel like that sarsaparilla maybe was a pure sugar high. I dimly recall talking to Mason Black. I think I was pretty rude to him. Was I rude to you guys? I'm not sure what happened.
No more than usual.
That's good. I'm usually very polite. La 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 la. Okay.
Anything
we should
else?
go see about a room.
Right. Yes. Let's
Yeah.
go do that.
Before we leave the monument, I will flick a gold copper over my shoulder into the water fountain and just make a wish of good fortune for our stay in the village. Nothing crazy. Just more of a
All right.
wishing fountain. You never know.
Let's go ahead and just give you an inspiration to use whenever you feel like, as a use of goodwill, good luck that you've accessed through that.
Kazaa!
Why not? Yeah, so you guys head over to the Crimson Curtain to look for a room. Is that the trajectory we're going? You pass like various other buildings. There's some general stores. There are, other smaller shops. Like there's a pottery shop, but woodworking area. But then you kind of pass some other what looks to be like houses or whatever, and then you come across a establishment along this main road. It is been painted white, the outside of the building, but then of course it's got red curtains hanging around it. The doorway itself stands open with just a pair of red curtains that are kind of like parted in the middle that seem to grant access to the entryway of it. You can hear the sounds of piano playing, kind of lively tune somewhere within. Yeah. There's like a minotaur woman that's kind of leaning up against the outside of the building with like a club kind of hanging out up against the building near her.
This is probably the first time I've ever seen a minotaur person, so I'm kind of wary and freaking out a little bit. Like, what is there a monster in the town sort of vibe? Then looking around and realizing that nobody else is. Like, is anybody else seeing this?
See
Rami,
what? Yeah, what?
Rami, what? What's that?
That is a fine
Person,
figure of a
thing.
woman.
As we get closer, I'm like, ma'am?
Excuse my friend, he's not used to seeing women.
Oh, well, then this should be an interesting experience for him.
Agreed. To be fair, he is a talking kangaroo. He's doing pretty well for himself.
I gotta say that he is the first of his kind I've seen come through here. So, welcome.
He's never seen one of you before, to be fair, as well.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah.
It'll be a day of many firsts, I suppose.
Sunru, this is what they call a kuatoa, a fish person.
Different to what I've read about in the book.
She glances over at you, Rami. Dear. Silly little one. It's fine. I am Marguerite, and this here's the Crimson Curtain. Welcome. Who are you, little kangaroo fella?
Nervously, I'm Sunru. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Quickly step back slightly. Like,
I am.
sure.
I'm a minotaur. Born and raised.
Oh, they're pretty big, so more of a maxatar. Am I right? Nudging her ankles.
Once you say your species name, I'm like, I've read about minotaurs, but there was never an illustration. So,
Oh dear!
wow.
Wow. Yeah, I'm glad I could fill that hole in your education.
So what
Slightly relieved now. I almost feel like I understand what she is. I read about this. Is comforting.
Well,
Nice to
did
meet
you
you,
guys
Margaret.
bring little Sunru here for more education in the feminine ways, or was there other reasons you're coming to our fine establishment?
Oh no.
Gonna quickly roll an insight here real quick. I rolled a 3. Yes, I mean it's always nice to have an opportunity to meet more women. I imagine you're going to be teaching him about weaving and other acts within the seamstress guild. Yes.
Definitely weaving something. Yeah, no problem.
Excellent.
Come on in. If you're looking for a room, you can talk to the mistress of the house.
Excellent. It's so nice to find a place that's actually being run for and by women. Very progressive. Well done.
I don't think it's for women, but this will be great.
Huh? What's on it?
You walk in.
What are you on about braids? That person over there's got 4 women.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? They seem very enamored of him.
I'm sure they are.
It's interesting. They've all forgotten to put on clothes. No embarrassing. It must be rather hot inside.
Very.
Fair enough.
The interior is dimly lit. There is a human male, probably in his like late 20s. It's like sitting at a piano. There's up on a stage. Currently, like the curtain is down on the stage, so there's something back behind it. There's a bunch of tables that are kind of lined up. There's a bar set up with kind of an older tiefling woman with kind of like ram horns that kind of curl back. She's got like light blue skin, a kind of like a teal hair that's been like put up in like a bow, like a bun, not a bow, a bun with like, you know, silver like chopsticks essentially like pushed through it to like keep it in order. There are quite a bit of men that are kind of like hanging out at various tables with drinks and such. There are mostly women that are scantily clad that are like hanging around them, and there's a girl, probably human in her early 20s or so, that kind of comes over and she's in like a very smallish black dress that's got a lot of like sheer lace and such, and it comes over and goes, "Oh, greetings. What can I get for you? Are you guys looking for a room or a drinks or perhaps a companion?"
A room, certainly. Sanu, do you want to speak with this one?
No. I was just going to say I'm with my companions and we just needed a room.
Oh.
Completely unfazed by lingerie at all.
Yeah.
It's animals.
Just
This is
like-
a different species.
Doesn't get
These
it.
things are dressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking through this spot, every time that there's been a new piece of lingerie, alter self, changing to wearing that lingerie and only that lingerie, changing it again and again and again, but gnome body staying the same. So whoever's behind me has to deal with aged gnome ass just popping out of this thing, right? I think there would be at least a couple of Constitution saves from a couple of dudes looking over. As varicose veins are certainly a thing that's showing up on the back of my legs.
I love that even though you're doing
but, like,
disguise self, you still keep the varicose veins.
Well, no, I'm doing disguise self, but I'm only changing it for like the actual clothing. I'm still myself. I want to see what I look like in these things. And I'm doing this thing where I'm looking and I'm aware of how good these women look. And I start to modulate my body form to fit the different styles. I'm seeing the tieflings' larger hips. I emulate that. I see maybe an elf who's got a slimmer, flatter body. I'm emulating that for a second. I'm seeing all these different women looking very alluring, very marketable, and I'm seeing them as successful individuals who are making money out there and being themselves, and seeing the power that goes with that and the power that these clothes afford them over men. And I'm like, is it this clothing? Is it this clothing? What's the secret? What is the thing that makes a man not want to throw you out, that doesn't disregard you? You know? So she's going through that process, but really she's just going, these are very pretty patterns and lovely colors.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly but surely that butt goes from 800 years old to something more toned. So by the time I get to the bar, the way that Romy looks like is no longer like she looks like in her picture, but like a 2'6" high Charlie's Tron character. That kind of vibe.
And as this girl kind of walks with you guys over to the bar, she'll gesture to the tiefling woman. I believe these fine people are looking for a place to stay. Would you be willing to check them out and get them all situated, madam? And the lady kind of nods her head. Of course. Welcome to the Crimson Curtain. We are, it's early in the day. Our shows will start usually right around sundown, so closer to about 7 in the evening. But we have accommodations here for you guys. If you'd like, we could either have a group room, or I could find individual rooms for you if we need more privacy. We've got baths that can be drawn here, with or without extra back rub aid or such, and various other things. If you need, we could probably find anything you need.
I turn, I'm like, share group room, and then I see that Romy looks kind of different. I'm just like, okay. A group. Turn back to look at Romy. Single rooms? What's the price difference?
Well, if you need a room for the entire night, one room, I think we've got is about 3 gold pieces per room. We could do a group room for 6 gold. If you need it for a shorter period of time, well, the rates usually start at about 5 silver and go up by the hour, depending on the amount of time you're spending with it.
When he told us to come over here and get a room, he never said it costs so much.
Well, there is a benefit to being quite literally the only place to rent a room in town, and that goes with the prices.
Well, we're actually currently employed by Mason Black. He's actually paying for our room.
Oh. He didn't let me know. So, I mean, we could always take a deposit, and I can return that money when he's come through to clarify that. He should be here tonight to clarify that. If you'd like access to a room, though, I will really need to insist on a deposit.
You know what? That's fine. I tell you what, we'll do this, and we'll just invoice him afterwards. That's probably
the easier way to go.
Sure. 6 gold pieces then. Yes, no problem. Here's 1, 2.
I'll pull out 2 gold.
Oh, thank God. And what's that, Og? You want to give another 2 towards it as well? Brilliant. Fair enough then.
I mean, you guys gave me exactly enough to afford a ticket out of town, so if I contribute, I think that puts us back where we started.
Yep. No, you're right. Sunru, we're going to need 2 gold from you.
Okay. And I pull the pouch out of the pouch and pass over 2 gold pieces.
That's a cute
Okay.
little trick.
It's a pocket.
Huh,
It's just a pocket.
seems handy.
Yes. So,
Just visually as well, I wear wrapped clothing. So
Yeah.
when hand goes in the pouch, it is going inside.
Oh, it's like
the
goes
wrapped
in your clothes.
Yeah.
There.
So it's not like people are just seeing me go, oh,
Oh.
a pouch.
They just see you reach into your pants and pull out a pouch.
Exactly.
Hmm.
There
I
is some
just-
sort of disguise to it.
good.
Granted,
Right.
some of the items are longer than my waistline that go in there. And it just sags at the bottom.
Well,
Okay.
all right. I think room 4 has probably the most space. Here, and she'll hand you a key. There's stairs right over here. Would you like me to show you to your room, or are you desiring anything else? I could have something sent up. I will be bringing a fresh wash basin and some fresh water up there for you guys to wash up and do any of that. But like I said, we do have a bath that we could have drawn for you at 2 silver apiece. So it does include
Yes.
whatever, soaps and shampoos that you may need for your...
So you have soaps and you have shampoos. 3 silver pieces and come magically appearing out of.
It's like, oh, yes. She'll kind of guide you up then, and she'll show you to the room number 4, and she'll gesture to the end of the hallway. If you are desiring your bath will be there, I will have the lovely lady Sarah that you were just talking to as you came in. She will bring up the fresh soaps for you. The bath has just been cleaned and such, and she'll bring it in for you.
Lovely. And as we go into the bedroom and I see a bed for the first time in 5 days, the bath will be completely forgotten and she will just fall on her bed.
All right.
And it doesn't even matter if it's not that comfortable. It is the most comfortable thing in the world.
Yeah, they're actually pretty decent beds. Seems to be a fairly a point of which they've spent good money on in this establishment. I wonder why. There are 2
So they sleep
larger
well.
beds in this room, as this one seems to be one of the few that may be designed for multiple occupants. But they're both like of a decent size that could contain a couple of individuals.
I sit in this bed, and I'm a tiny guy. And I'm just like, this just seems too much. We could have got a smaller room. Why are they so big? Look around and then look at Romy, who's obviously only a few feet herself. Myself, that's only a few feet. Like, we should have got the smaller room.
Yeah, well, I think it's one size fits all.
Og lays down on one. Do you guys just paid for one room, or did you get multiple rooms?
We paid for
the 1 6 gold room.
The one.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. All right. Cool. You guys get situated, and if you desired your bath or whatever, you would get that. And I think at that point, considering my computer is wanting to wig out, and I'm not sure I can't access anything other than my OBS right now. That's probably a good place to call it for this one, and we can join back up. I think we're going to shoot for 2 weeks from today, and we'll continue on the story. We will let everyone know, of course, but that should be session 8, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have our 4th player with us. If not, he'll get on a train, and you guys all will do your thing, and we'll see what happens. thank you everyone who stuck around, who joined us in chat or joined us in the game itself, on live on Twitch or anything like that, or seeing this later on YouTube. We appreciate you guys checking it out. Subscribe if you're here. That would be awesome. It just helps people find us. We just enjoy playing together, and we record it because it's here, so might as well. Anyways, if you are checking this out, go check out was it Crunch Axe at some point tonight, and watch.
Yeah,
go for it.
Got that new Overwatch stuff going on. Been playing a lot of Monster Hunter lately. That's been fantastic. Yeah.
I just found that on the Xbox Pass, the Oblivion, the Morrowind Oblivion is remastered.
The new one.
And I was download that.
It's gorgeous. I've been watching a lot of friends play, and it is. They kept the essence of what Morrowind or what Oblivion was before, which is fantastic.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I played that, but I think I'm going to play through, so I might actually jump on and stream at some point in the future of that, so keep a watch on this channel for that, and who knows, maybe we'll come up with more stuff to mess around with. I think there should hopefully be a game next Wednesday night that Dave's running for our Astroplex group. I think we're going to do 1 or 2 more sessions of that, and then we're looking at doing a new format where we do like shorter, like 3-game runs with different DMs running. So check that out if you're interested in more games here at the XP Guild. Either way, see you guys. We love y'all.
Peace out, people.